Welcome, everyone, to a very exciting episode of GOT Presents the Gospel of Thomas. And it is the day after WrestleMania, although you probably won't hear this show until about a week after that. All of us are coming off of WrestleMania, and we have very exhausted people. And none of us were in WrestleMania. None of us were even out there, but we're doing. So, from Major League Wrestling, we have the holder right now, the holder, maybe not in due course, of the MLW Middleweight Championship, Akira Kwon. How are you, sir?
Doing good, man. Thank you for having me.
Representing Contra, representing Bumaye, and of course, this show, my best friend, although I'm not his best friend, but my best friend, Mr. Thomas. How are you?
Hey, yo, I'm here. I'm alive. It's Monday. Maybe not the Monday, the day this is dropped, but probably the Monday before. But tired from WrestleMania. Thankfully, I wasn't in Las Vegas because that place stinks enough. I can't imagine it with 60,000 plus wrestling fans in the
PJ,
desert, stinking.
PJ, you jealous yet? Jerk.
Never
He's
jealous.
not jerk.
Never calls in. It makes me sad.
He doesn't. He doesn't call in, but he did send me an 11-hour book on Rudolf Steiner. And I'm like, you sent me an 11-hour book. He's like, it's a 3-hour audiobook. I'm like, you sent me the 11-hour version, dude. Anyway, also one of my very good cyber friends who does work at times for MLW Wrestling, also has worked for WWE. You know her, you love her. Her name is Marie Shadows. And sometimes I'm even on her podcast. How are you, Marie?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
How's everyone surviving? How's everyone feeling after this
Yeah.
weekend?
I don't know,
Seems
but
like
listen,
was
it's starting to feel like MLW is putting out some propaganda towards this pod here. I know I've heard things about other podcasts that are very WWE favored. Now all of a sudden, this is the MLW podcast of the world. I don't know, Jeff. Are you getting checks that I don't know about and
Nope.
not cutting them, brother?
Thomas, if
No,
there's
he's
one
not.
thing you've learned about me in the last 6 months, it's that my specialty is finding unpaid part-time jobs. So
Yeah.
now we Maria and I we came up with a little scheme that we are going to work our way into unofficially becoming the official MLW podcast. And this one, listen, proud to be MLW affiliated and be a super fan, but this show is open to wrestlers of all promotions, especially the ones that don't need to go through PR and do it. Though I don't know if you guys saw the video of Cross last night talking to Peter Rosenberg and doing a
Oh yeah.
work
Sure did.
promo. Did,
Talking that shit.
did he
Yeah.
just sort of quit?
No, I think he's
No.
drumming up his own bullshit because he had nothing to do yesterday and he wants to get on the show tonight. And that's a great way to do it. I promise you, he'll be on that show tonight and most likely a focal point. It seems like they're bringing something together. So
I hope
well,
so.
well timed. Well timed. Don't let everyone make you think that it's a shoot. That means it's even more so.
You got to think about it
Yeah.
too. There's like a 4-step process to where a video gets uploaded.
Yeah.
If they didn't want that out there, it wouldn't have got out. You know what I mean? So like
Right.
it's exactly how it's supposed to be. But I mean, I don't know if they were like, say this, right? But Cross notes, even when he was
There was no issues with it till the last 3 words were like, go fuck yourself, I guess. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's and he,
At that
and,
point,
and
I
he
was like,
used his
oh,
name.
this is hot. We're on fire here. He's telling no
Yeah.
lies. And then, the extra go fuck yourself is a little too much for me, but it
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah.
Well, we
No, I
hope
get it.
not. We're big fans of Cross here. By we, I mean me. I can't speak for anyone else, but I assume you guys are. I mean, you all worked with him at some point.
Yeah, I mean, he was great when he was with us. I didn't really, I didn't really talk to him like that, but he was always cool, and I obviously know his work. So yeah,
Yeah, cool guy. I think he believes in what he does. He puts a lot of time and thought and effort into it, which not everybody does. I do appreciate that. What I don't appreciate is him posing as a bald man for so many years, and wearing bald face should be a fucking hate crime. This motherfucker shows up with a full head of hair, and I thought he was going through it like the rest of the 6 and 10 men in the world.
Well, why are you bald?
Because I'm 6 out of the 10 that just couldn't stick around, brother. You know what I mean? I just choose not to have the old bowl cut, the reverse bowl cut.
Marie coming with both barrels. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that was-
I just wanted to know.
Shit.
and I have the most hair, and I wear hats all the time. So go figure.
I'm doing the same because I have never had more hair yet been more simultaneously bald at the same time. I'm like at that old phase where if like you part in the wrong place, you see like this cavern where nothing is growing, and
Yeah.
like I'm starting to understand like people who have comb overs and stuff. But I'm at that stage where I believe that Walton Goggins or whatever his name is has his hairstyle is cool because he's like hiding the bald stuff. Anyway, listen, we should get to know our guests a little bit. So we're going to start with you, Mr. Kwon. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man, I'm from New York originally.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like wrestling career and things like that goes, man, I saw wrestling probably like a lot of people when they were really young and just said like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Along the way you get caught up, girls, life, friends, things like that, and you can drift away from it, right? Got in a little bit of trouble. But wrestling was still always there. So came back to deciding that I was gonna really start training, I promised my mom I would get her a degree and then I'm going to school for it. And that's exactly what happened. Finished my undergrad, signed up for school that week, I want to say, for wrestling school. I wish I had the maturity to do wrestling school at like 16, 15, like everybody else, but I was getting arrested, getting in trouble, being dumb. So like, I just wasn't, it wasn't my time to do that yet. And I know damn well if I had all these cameras that are on my face now, then it wouldn't have looked good. So I think everything happens for a reason that way. And as I'm signing up for wrestling school, I meet my wife. So settled down in that department. She ended up moving to Florida. So because of that, I had two choices. I said, well, I'm either going to be a bad boyfriend or a bad wrestler. So I'm going to stay working on me. I'm going to do my shit from, the long distance thing, work on that, and then go full into wrestling. About a year in, MLW Court Bauer was watching an independent show, saw my match. It was probably my 8th match. Gave me a call and an email and said, we would like to sign you for this group called Contra Unit. I don't know anything about the independents really. Like I was just like a WWE guy. I kind of learned about independence afterwards. Dove right into the deep end with that. Didn't really know what I was doing. Gave me a new name, character change, all these things. I remember the first time I'm there, they're saying, all right, we're going to change your name. They said, because Tristan Ty, like it's a little too American. So we want to change up. I was like, cool. And I got home and I thought about it. I said, the other guys in the group are Jacob, Simon, and Joseph. Right? So, but at that time, 2019, don't really know anything. And I'm keeping my mouth shut. Yes, sir, no, sir. I'm not saying anything. So all my, so it's cringy looking back on it, but I understand that's just what it was. And then day before Thanksgiving, 2019, I had a show and blew out my knee. I tore my patella tendon, broke my kneecap, tore my quad, my hamstring. And had to get like emergency reconstructive surgery. They said, forget wrestling again. We got to teach how to walk. That's what it was going into. I was like, damn. And then COVID hit and we were in New York. So like it shut down. Like no one was doing like it was done. So I was never the type to care about wrestling in front of nobody anyway, even though I know you got to pay your dues and wrestle for small crowds. That was never the goal. Because again, I didn't know independence. So I was like, I'll just sit home and chill. Like I'm fine. But then I stopped feeling bad for myself where I gained some weight, right? Wasn't really talking to anybody in wrestling. And then I, stopped feeling sorry for myself and then went to work, dropped a lot of weight, got in really good shape, and then really started getting ready for this return. And then when I come back, I'm going to do it my way. I'm not going to get approved what attire I'm going to wear. I'm going to do my hair the way I want it to. I'm going to keep my earrings in. I'm going to, just do whatever I can. It's just like, I'm just going to separate myself from everything else. Right. And then, started to work, started to get a little bit of a push. Company was going through a little bit of a shift. And then Mania week in Dallas, it was that later that year, like 2021, I'm waiting for my flight. Right. And I'm not getting it for Mania weekend. It's like, we just had a really good show. And then I get the news like, I think we're going to let you go to your contract. I was like, damn. And now for me, like, I don't wrestle all the time. So like, and I was, I'm big on quality over quantity. Like we just had the show, we had Battle Riot. That was like my 105th match ever. And like a lot of people have 600 matches in a year, which again, all cool to them. I just look at things a little bit differently. But I was upset. So that means if I didn't have MLW, I didn't really have a lot of bookings that way. So I was kind of, I was in a rut, feeling sorry for myself, still doing independents in the Northeast, in Maine, Boston, New York, Jersey, that, around there. And then got a call again. Court said, listen, I've been watching what you've been doing. You've been getting bigger. You've been kind of getting more of an idea of who you are in there. And I think it's time to bring you back. So I said, all right, screw it, we'll do it. But with the more intention of like, I'm really doing it the way I want to now. Because now the worst happened already. You got let go. So I'm playing. So I'm playing with house money. Now it's like, oh, they get 100, 200,000 views on a video, yeah, I'll still do that. Oh, like, there's no written promo for me. Hey, yo, I'm gonna say something.
I'll
And
get my shit in.
yeah,
You have to do it. You always have to just chime in and get your shit in. Where did you train in New York? Who trained you?
So I trained at
if you don't want to shout them out for free, I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, I trained a place called W. My trainer, Kono Capuccia, who now is the owner and booker of Remarkable Wrestling out in Long Island. He's someone again. So when I showed up, like this is like what is end of 2018. When I showed up, I was the only kid. I was the only student. It was just me. So got a lot like real one-on-one training, and the ring was right in the middle of an MMA gym with like real UFC, like the Serrano sisters train there. Like it was a real gym. So you got like real fighters in there, and I'm trying to take bumps and sell punches, and it's a lot of pressure. You got killers in there, so you're watching like and I grew up in the dojo anyway, so I like that environment. But it was a very different thing for pro wrestling, and it's humbling because you don't know what you're doing, so you want to be whacking in front of these people because they're watching and it's loud as hell, the bumps. So like getting in there, but that one-on-one attention helped a lot because I wasn't afraid to ask anything. What would normally be a 2-hour session end up being like 7 hours, and I did that three times a week, twice a week, and fell in love with it because of that training schedule and what we had. And other people would come in like Grim Reefer, if you guys know who that is. He would help out a couple of times.
I know who he is.
But honestly, it was really kind of like with Kono and then right to kind of MLW. We did go, me and Gabe's guy and Don De Niro, we had a little stint with DZW for a little bit when we went over there. Me and Gabe got called up to the main roster, got to work with guys like, talk with, Jimmy Rave, and just a lot of great minds over there, even like Joe Gacy when he was over there, like just really cool stuff. And then we started working like some really good names, and then MLW pulled me up. So I went from literally training to now I'm sitting in the room with Dr. Tom Pritchard talking to MJF before AEW even starts, and I'm sitting in the corner just listening. I'm not supposed to be in there, but I know where the conversations are happening at. Like I could go chill and smoke and whatever with the boys, do that too. But there's the money's being made right here.
That sounds like those Orlando days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those early Orlando days.
I would pop in every once in a while. I would double up. I would get booked for NXT extra and I would pop in to MLW, fucking pretend that I was trying to work both. That's how I met Court and those guys back in the day. And I would they would send me back to the hotel to go get my gear, and I would never debut. It was the best thing ever. Yeah. We would just play this game back and forth. But going back to training in the middle of an actual gym, like training alone with nobody else or 3 other people who also suck as much as you sounds nerve-wracking, but dudes in the corner training to fight for real and everyone just watching you take bumps for the first time. Oh my God, my brain dies for you right now.
But you went to
that's worse than having a match now, knowing what we're doing.
It ended up kind of being cool because then they ended up learning respect for it because they're like, I'll fuck around. They'll take a bump and they're like, oh, you know what I mean? So they were able to compare to the real contact that they're having. So in a way, plus they they respect the fact that I had a martial arts background, amateur wrestling. So they kind of like that part because I would do some of the moves. But it allowed me to kind of ask them like, hey, like, what's a combo that you would like to see? Like, hey, what's like a blow that you've never been able to hit in a fight, but you want to? Oh, there's this one. I was like, because I could do it. Because now that's the thing. You put yourself in a fighter mindset, which is like, what can you do? Because the whole point we're like being, back to when I was saying, I was telling you guys earlier before we recorded, like how I was adopted, and like that didn't play a role until I started to kind of be wised up to like genetics and what that was. In my mind, because of all I watched was wrestling, was like, oh, so everyone's just gonna be 6'4", 300 pounds. Like that's just what you do when you grow up. And I was like, oh, fuck, like I'm Asian. It's like, statistically the smallest population, but the tallest people in the world are all from Asia. So interesting, right? So I didn't know genetically like what it was. All I knew was I was just this tiny ass kid that loved fighting. So like, then started working out and learning about that stuff. But as far as like in-ring style, like you don't know. Like I'm thinking, when I'm a kid, trampoline, like I'm gonna do shooting stars and 630s.
The trampoline was that's how we all knew we could work.
Yeah, and now people love wrestling me because I don't bump anybody. I was like, just stay there. I'm gonna kick you in the face, and that's what it is.
Who had a trampoline growing up, and who didn't. It's pretty obvious. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
I didn't have one.
I'm just saying it shows in the ring. I have a trampoline because I'm prepared to do flippy shit.
Yeah. Flying over the top rope.
Alex Kane, shout out to Alex Kane. No trampoline growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, no trampoline.
I always say it's the
But he had
jumping
access to his father's closet and clothing because he still got it.
Yeah, also that. Like I know the old heads would be like, "Oh, those black guys got an extra tendon," and I'm always like, "No, dude, I have like whatever grows from like jumping muscles from the trampoline." But Juan, what's your gym routine these days? What are you doing between shows to stay in shape and more importantly to recover and stay healthy?
Man,
We're gonna turn this into a fitness pod real quick.
Yeah, no, I love it because of how much of an educational system it is, and how I'm not upset about it now, but I was very, very upset at myself for not realizing how scientific this stuff is, even though you know about it, right? Like it starts off with, YouTube videos falling asleep to just bodybuilders talking about it. Being like different sports scientists on different types of form and things, and then paying attention to eating. And then now, right, being grown and buying my own food, and you just start to learn more about that, right? And seeing like what you can do and manipulate your body to do and things like that. So like I don't know if I'll ever be where I want to be, because I feel like as soon as you start picking up weights, everyone develops this little body dysmorphia type of deal. And then you go to a job where you have
Never
to
be
right? You got to be shirtless, doing all that stuff. Like, I remember when I talked about how when I came back from injury, I was in the best shape of my life, but I was light though. I went from like 210 to like 160 because I just cut weight and my conditioning was crazy, but I was like strong. I was doing only calisthenics. I was getting really like good base, but I was tiny. So like, I look good at the beach and with my friends, right? But on camera, you look small. And, it's like I feel good. And then what do? They stick me with Davari, who looks crazy, right? So like, Davari's in you guys are going to start, team up in the battle right. I said, he looks 9 times the size. He's my height. I was so good. I was like, wait, but he's 225 of just like, damn. And then this year, I'm feeling even more jacked. I'm feeling really great. Got a good routine going. And then they said, yeah, your spots are with Hammerstone and Jinder Mahal. I said, great.
Yeah.
Right? So, and ever since MLW, up until this little tip I had with Mystico, I've only, and besides Akira, but I've only wrestled heavyweights.
Smallest guy on the heavyweight faction.
Smallest guy on the roster.
Super heavyweight faction.
Super heavyweight. Even
Jeff, do you hear the opportunity this man's? He's a top heel faction in the business, and he hates it because he's the small.
Give me the world title shot.
Works with other super heavyweight.
But that's, me and Thomas talk about that Warhammer match that we had. How ridiculous that match was. When I watch it back, it was just the biggest people you could possibly get, and me in that ring.
Cobb was in that match.
Like Jeff Cobb, yeah. And then people always like to talk shit about resumes, and I don't talk about it. But if I really wanted to throw names out there that we've been in the ring with, it beats everybody. Everybody's wish list, like their wish list is my resume. Like it's just what it is. Like I haven't had a lot of matches. If you look at Cage Match, you'll be like, everyone matters that I've been with, give or take the first year or two that I wrestled. And even then, those names now are top names in the independents. So it's like, I'm not saying I'm there, but I look at it like the quality of it, where I haven't had nearly as much matches as a lot of guys, but what was done there matters. I don't want to learn about how to be the best high school gym wrestler. It's TV. It's script. It's marketing. It's business. Like, you could do all these moves, but but some people look like fans. Put me on TV. I had this big talk with a lot of the executives when we were in LA. I said, put me on TV. Send me to the Children's Hospital. Let me talk with them. Put me on Good Morning America. Like, I can do that. And you've never, you know what I mean? So like, that's the level that I'm on. I know Thomas is on. That's why we vibe a lot of times, because we just don't deal with the nonsense. And like, we just know that there's just levels to what we want to do. So like, so going back to your question, that has nothing to do with what I just said. The training regimen is now I'm taking pride in hitting certain muscle groups and with a more bodybuilding aspect, where there's certain stuff that I want to stick my chest out and lift heavy, but I'm way more understood on form, time under tension, being able to manipulate the body that way, get full range of motion, stay healthy that way. And I've been seeing more results doing it that way than I ever have. And sometimes I lift maybe a third of what I can. I've always been stronger than I look. I've always took pride in being a lot stronger than I look. I remember we would go out and be with my friends. I hit my first 315 bench press last week. And now it's just something where like, no, that's a big pride thing. I didn't post it because my form didn't look good, but like, it was the idea of like getting that weight up at 5'8", at 190 pounds, and knowing that's a lift that matters in terms of like the work that puts into it, because my genetics are not destined for bodybuilding, let's say.
What's your body like after a road trip? Like how was your body after your Mexico tour?
So shockingly good, because the way my body, I guess, responds to matches is different now, because I wrestle different. I don't bump a lot. So I think that matters, but also like
rumble and fold, my friend.
Yeah, right.
The art of selling,
the art of selling, and things like that. Like if I'm not dropping people on their head, they're not as inclined to be like, hey, you got this spot, that they're probably not going to do it with me.
Not me. Pick me up. I'll take it.
Yeah, I know you will.
I'll put anybody's shit on.
They should insert you in the ladder match right now. A little clip of that, like what you did for these guys, man.
He's been doing it. He's been doing all the stuff that Edge does, except breaking his foot.
Oh, he has.
No, when he did the Shelton Benjamin spot, because I'm sitting there, because I didn't go to that show because my wife was supposed to have the baby that day. So I'm sitting at home and I'm waiting to see, like, we're going to the doctor, but I got the show on, and I'm like my wife's like having like contractions, and I'm like, I get it, but Mr. Thomas, he's about to do, he has the Shelton Benjamin spot set up. So, like, just kind of like, yeah, I hear you. I'm just gonna hold on real quick, you know what I mean? Because I gotta watch it. That's the type of that's just the type of stuff that I'm into, is like seeing that, and also like bodybuilding wise and workout wise, I obviously go to Thomas for certain things, because he's like one of the best physiques in wrestling.
I'll give you and all the listeners one free piece of advice today, and I got this from Hammerstone himself. When it comes to cardio, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at F45, your local F45, take a cardio class at F45. That shit'll kick your ass. And you'll have 65-year-old Latinas running circles around you. I don't care how good a shape you are. F45 is no joke. Shout it out. Thank your boy Hammerstone.
I will thank my boy Hammer, because what it started with was the standard that he set was doing 65 to 75 minutes on the Stairmaster. And I don't know if you ever stepped on a Stairmaster, but the idea of 75 minutes, let alone being 285 pounds, I don't, you know what I mean?
Yes, I made it to 20 minutes one time.
It's a different, he's a different level, man. And that's why I said, with all these luchadors going to Mexico, wrestling Mystico, my whole thing is, and I said it on one of the other interviews, I said, no one's ever springboarded with broken legs. So that's my whole thing. I don't need to catch up with these guys. I know exactly what to hit. So
what's your regimen on being able to spray the mist correctly?
So what's crazy is, like, that's something that it got approved by Tajiri, actually, in the thing. And again, like, that's something that I kind of struggled with. It was like, permission. I'm just gonna permission, like, but I understand what that meant now too, because now I'm the only one that does it.
Yeah,
I think Asuka started to do it around the time but I'm the only one that does it, at least on the independents too. That adds, it's like their thing. So now I had a good idea where there's a lot of cool things that I get to do with it. I do like that I have it in my back pocket. I sometimes literally and physically, but it was really weird, especially post-COVID. I was like, hey, you cool with me, like, your face and staining all your shit? Because it doesn't come off. Like, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. Like, people look, especially if they have an early flight and they got a blue face, like, you're gonna get stopped. Like, you look crazy anyway. Especially with sometimes they got like Zubas, a cutoff, and a fanny pack. I was like, you're gonna get stopped regardless, but now you're blue.
So how do you take it off completely? I would think that you would use like alcohol or something.
Oh, that's their problem.
I've been a victim. I've been a victim to the mist. Luckily for me, I sweat so much that it just
you sweated it out. Yeah, you sweated it out.
When I sold for it, I just gave it one of these immediately. And I also think it was black that weekend. I don't know why you were mad at me.
No, because so sometimes the TSA will take it. And it's just awkward because of how I have to hold it and things like that. They're like, what is this? I was like, what do you say? What do you say? So then I have,
I want to get on this plane, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Then you go into your road dog, you go, oh, you don't know? Yeah, call somebody.
But exactly, and I wish I could. So no, the mist is cool, because the mist kind of ties me into respecting my culture and what fans associate with people that look like me. So that's like an homage to them. But then I give them my thing. The problem is I'm also, I'm a second-degree black belt. So it's like I know how to do certain things, which can put me in a box. So my aesthetic and my attitude is what I try to use as more of an offensive weapon to kind of separate me from that
He's
because
the best every day.
Oh, we're here. We should probably say, hey, Marie, tell us a little about yourself.
Marie's the best.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No, you won't. This whole thing together.
Yeah, man. That's why when you were giving a rundown of your history, I was like, damn. Because like I knew you from our buddy JD Alpha and like the whole entire circle and whatnot and BWF and stuff. And like, I do appreciate the fact that you do quality over quantity for like your matches. And I get it. Wrestlers have to get in like a rep and whatnot to like just feel comfortable being out there because it's a whole like another freaking breed. But I do realize that like every time that I watch like your matches, I'm like, I like this kid. He's awesome. He's gonna go places and stuff like that. And luckily, like he broke out of like the group anyway, and like he's in MLW doing all these amazing things, and I get to take pictures with him at the end of the show with like a belt and stuff, and be like, man, all that hard work that he's done. But other than that, if you want to know about me, obviously, I did like 3 days worth of training after like WWE let me go in 2018. And I was like, yeah, it's not for me to be a wrestler. I always thought it was. I always thought that I was supposed to be a wrestler, but I guess I'm way more better at being behind the scenes.
What were you doing for them before they let you go? Let's get a little bit of that.
Oh, well, so originally, I wanted to be their writer. So I had applied like 28 times, and then it's just
luck. That. You had to do like the writer's packet.
No, I applied for the application 28 times before I found somebody and got in by luck. Mm-hmm. And then the 29th time, they were like, hey, do the application one last time. And I was like, cool. I went to go do the interview over in Connecticut. It was a damn hot summer day. And after getting off of the Metro North, I walked my ass over to the fucking production places in the summer, do the interview, get the interview. And it was to work on the WWE network rather than the writer's position because what I got offered was the WWE network. So while I was there at WWE working on the WWE network, I basically sat in a cubicle for like 8 hours watching WWE programming, and I was able to pick what I wanted to watch. I told them, give me all the wrestling stuff. Do not give me Total Divas. Do not give me any reality shows. Just give me the wrestling stuff. So on my own website, I have pictures of like all the shows that I worked on of like NXT, SmackDown, Raw. And I watched them in full, and I basically in this like think of it like a spreadsheet. So like I strengthened the SEO search words for everybody that had the WWE network. So if you wanted to watch like all John Cena matches, that should pop up. Not a random match from like WCW that didn't involve John Cena. I do remember that like during the first week of like being there, like the first month, basically, it was a conversation of like, should we put Chris Benoit in there? Because one of the guys like found him in the footage, and they were like, hey, what are we going to do about this? The first week was like, oh yeah, leave it, it'll be fine. The second week, coming back directly from Vince himself, he was like, no, don't put it in there. And I was like, okay, cool, don't put it in there if I find it.
About that right now.
And then week 3, it was, yes, you can leave them in there. And then week 4, they were like, fuck it. if we find it, we find it, whatever it is. Then
I have 3 people in wrestling right now. Why is wrestling like that? I mean, no one in the NFL ever thought about removing footage of O.J. Simpson, or Aaron Hernandez. Or
this one's extra bad though. It's only because
it's just
I'm not to speak on fucking crazy people. It's bad, but if he just would have killed himself, we would have been fine with it. If he would have just killed his wife, we'd be okay with it. But he had whatever he did with this kid is just like, that's where it's just too much, even for wrestling. There's a line in wrestling, he crossed it. That's it. And when you hear these dudes talking about I asked these old heads in baseball about Pete Rose, and like the way they feel about Pete Rose in baseball is the way everyone should feel about Benoit in wrestling. Like, just forget about it. Like, the worst thing you can do in baseball is bet on baseball, and the worst thing you can do in wrestling is literally kill a child. They'll let you get away with anything else. Everyone
they do.
Yeah,
they currently do. Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I have like 2 ways of thinking about it. The first way is that like, because to my knowledge, I think like Vince is a Catholic, so like that whole entire shit that doesn't fly if you're like of Catholic faith. I grew up in a Catholic household, so like that's like a no. The second thing is that I just think, well, people might get upset at me, but I believe in the conspiracy that like most of that shit had to be like framed. I just have that belief that like, it wasn't fully him. It could have been fully him, but that's just me. But for some reason, like that whole first month, it was either yes, no, and then it was just like fuck it. And they'll deal with it. And then nobody really talked about it ever again after the first month. I did get the chance. What?
Marie Shadows, indeed. It's very mysterious.
So after that, I did get the chance to see the Young Bucks debut on WWE programming. And when that popped up on like my list, I immediately was like trying not to mark out about it. But like one of the supervisors that were there, he was about to mark out about it. And I was like, so what do I do about the Young Bucks? Because like, at the time you couldn't really talk about the Young Bucks. You couldn't really do anything about that. But at that time I was bringing the Young Bucks book bag with me to work to WWE.
Anyway, you just had it.
What happened?
You just had it. You just happened to have it.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I brought it with me every single day because it carried like some stuff in there. So I just had to like hide it because I didn't want them to like think of anything.
Did you call it a saddlebag?
I didn't call it a saddlebag. By the way, though, but that book bag that they created for like that you could buy at Hot Topic back in the day, it's a damn good book bag. I wish they could like bring it back. Yeah. So the supervisor got like all happy and bright eyed that I had this episode, and he was just like, just put Young Bucks in there and like just put it in there. So he let me do that. There's like, well, the one guy that was working there, the other, I guess, other right-hand man, we're going to call him Adam number 2. Adam number 2 is a douche and a jackass, and he got fired during the pandemic. And I was like, good for your ass. Because he was the only one in management where I was like, you don't, man, like he did not, I guess he didn't like me because I knew more wrestling than everybody else. Everybody that I worked with.
Wrestling?
What happened?
Y'all was beefing over wrestling?
Listen, man, I was just smarter than everybody else. Everyone else felt like they came off the street as if like they didn't know about the product. I was the only one that was like, I knew my shit. I knew WWE. I knew like all the indies. I knew all that kind of stuff, and they didn't like it. And the moment that you showed that you do not drink the WWE Kool-Aid at that time before all the change in management, oh man, they sometimes they fucking let you know.
I pretend like I never watch wrestling under any circumstance ever. And like it's to the point where I don't know any. If you ask me about something that happened between 2005 and 2000, probably 17, I don't remember the Dicks being on SmackDown. Like I was a 20-year-old boy trying to hang out with girls. Leave me alone.
I was.
Oh well, I mean, listen, man, I'm the only different one. Like this is my passion. This is what I grew up with. My dad started me off with like old school wrestling, territory days, Ric Flair, like Mid-South.
That's where it starts. Is having that. Like, my parents didn't watch wrestling, so.
That has a good like. Listen, I had my grandmother come to wrestling shows with me. I'd have my mother come sit at a wrestling show with me if I had to. Anyone who was around that day, you got to ride with me. If not, none of the boys could come. But in terms of fatherhood, Kwon, you're a new father. You're gonna shield your child from the world of professional wrestling, and I swear this is the only time I'll bring up your baby in this conversation but I have a good transition from.
Yeah, no. Where is that thing? No, they say it changes everything, right? So not to be like like sappy or whatever, but like it does in the sense where like it puts into scope a different thing. Like it just makes it real. Like no music played when she was born, what I mean? Like things like, it's like, but things changed where like, that feeling of when you first wake up and the alarm hits, that feeling's not there anymore. If it's like, like my usual gym time's 12, it's 5 to I go. It's like, like I could just overeat something. No, I'm cooked. So it's like it takes away the hypocrisy of how I want her to look at me in that sense of it. So like I don't do the bullshit that I would sometimes maybe give into, because then that's going to change that part of it. Even like with like just having a girl in general, like, because I know how I was, and I don't think I'm a pretty good dude, but I know how I was. So like when I think about it with her, it's that challenge of like, how do I speak? How do I make sure that I openly show her how I am with her mom, right? Like, so like being able to, change that part of it. And then how I see other things. Like I have way more respect for dads now. I give all like single parents,
could you imagine like right now you take care of your kid 50% of the time, 100% of the time? Could you imagine having to take care of a human 100% of the time, 100% of the time?
That's why I say like all single parents should get a pay raise regardless, and get like 10 days off extra. But like I look at it when I'm holding her, and like I'm tired, and I was like, we planned for this. I got a great relationship. We're strong. We're good. We got great communication, and it's hard. I said, I look at myself being adopted, and like right away, that first like maybe like the second day, because I didn't get sleep the first 2 days, right? I'm like, no, I get why they gave up. Like I understand like people who are weaker than me in that moment, and not weaker like strength wise, but like that don't have that part. I understand why they all give up. I understand why dads leave. I understand why moms leave. I understand why kids got dropped off at the fire station. I understand why there's orphans and fosters, like me being one of them. Like if you're not ready, you have to know what's up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so in that way of it, like it was assurance. Like when I look at all my other boys who are like not even thinking about that area, it's not a shameful way. It's like, maybe you figured out like you're not supposed to do that, and that's totally cool. I have a lot of friends now who have kids that shouldn't have them, but they have a lot of them. And I have friends who want that don't. So
the one thing I do love and appreciate about you, Kwon, and I will share this with the room. Maybe one of the reasons why we have such a special connection is my parents have adopted 5 children after they had me and my sisters, which probably brings our bond a little closer together on an unnecessary point there. But more so, I lost my train of thought because you got me all sappy there. But damn, homie, now I forgot my point. Shit.
I love you too. So,
damn, I do love you. But there was something else. I had something else there. But
his love of his child, all the responsibility.
Yeah.
You start talking about your parents adopted several children after having you and your sister.
I know. No, here it is.
Which makes me wonder, how rich were your parents?
No, I know. They were just desperate to not have an empty home, which they still do not have. But Kwon, the one thing I do love about you is you did things the right way. Not the American way, which is have baby, then get engaged, then get married, then move in. So since I've known you, you've done the relationship in the right steps where you guys moved in together, then you had the baby, then you got married, then you had the baby. Like you have your whole life together.
To put myself over even more, right? We met when we were 18. First week we started talking because I was originally going to set her up with my boy. That's how it started. I was walking through a building in class. I saw some girls. Obviously went over to talk to them. Went in my boy's car.
Bait and switch. It's not me. It's my friend.
He's like, get me his number. He said, get me her number. I said, all right, I got you. Went inside. Did my thing. I don't have it anymore because now I'm married. But I had it, and then I got a number. Came in the car. I said, I'm not going to give it to you right away. Let me give it, me transition. Started talking to her, super polite. I was like, right away, I was like, oh, my boy's a dog. I can't, like, this is almost like conspiracy if I let her be with him. So I was like,
bad on me from the referral.
So he's like, I'm taking this one. He was like, well, you better marry her, like joking around, right? But even more so, that second week we started talking. I was like, I'm really feeling you, but I'm gonna let you know, like, after school, I'm gonna go train to wrestle. Like, this is what I'm doing. I don't need you to put me in a position where you got to make me choose between you or wrestling. So tell me right now, before I even learn your last name, are you gonna? And she said, no, like, all right, I got you. And that's why it worked. I said right then, and I said it day one. I said, I didn't wait like all these other people to get, all these things, to each his own. But like a lot of issues that I see now with a lot of people, it's the girl says, why don't you stay home more? So they don't go to the gym. They don't take the booking. They don't leave on the weekend. They're not thinking about the business 24/7. So us doing what we did and being long distance, I said, I'm going to be the best me. You go be the best you. When we're ready to come back together, we'll be the best us. That doesn't mean I'm going to go fuck around. Doesn't mean you're going to go do that. It means you're going to go work on your career and what you want to do. Cause you got it. We met when we were 18, you got to do you. I'm going to do me. and you know what me is, it's going to be wrestling. So then you'll figure it all out in there. So that's why, like, I think it works so much, because from day one, and I had a lot of communication stuff that I got better at, but right then there's some, coming to Jesus moment was like, yo, tell her right now what you're going to do. And it just worked. And even like my trainer too, like, it brought back to him, because he was like getting ready to get engaged around that time. And he was like, tell her, like, and he didn't even know about her yet. He said, just whoever it is, tell them. Because if you don't tell them, they're going to take away from the business. And there was a guy that we used to train with that wrestles very part-time that had some real promise, that due to, love is love and you're going to have fun. But like, I know that he settled versus like doing both, because people have it confused. They need a plan A, plan B, plan. I was like, plan A is all of it. I was like, you can pursue wrestling, have steady income or multiple streams of revenue. And a kicker for a lot of like indie guys, they can also take a shower in between.
What a crazy concept.
It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind that sanitation's like an option, but it also shows where they are. Where again, the reason why me and Mr. Thomas are wrong even more so is because we don't use wrestling to redo high school. We're above that shit. We don't do that. I don't care. I want to be your friend. I know I'm going to be with you for 4 hours in the day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate anybody, but I don't care about follows and things. Maybe I should care more about social media, but I don't. And like that realness of like where people, they love feeling belonging, and I get it, because wrestling does that. It's inclusive and all that stuff. Obviously, we're still hypocritical because there's mad division within the the culture too. But the idea of including everyone is sick. The problem is you have incomplete people chasing a dream that causes them to be a complete package. That's on camera, off camera, with their families, without their families, like how they carry themselves. If you're a wrestler, you should look good. I don't know how to put it out. I mean, obviously everyone has their own body, but no one has to dress like me or Tom's web. We go into it, you can point us out right away. You don't even have to know who wrestles. Me and Thomas wrestle, or that we're supposed to be there. Like
they allowed it for the people in the back.
In other locker rooms, it looks crazy. Even if we're dressed down, we look good. And that's not, I mean, also that's how we carry ourselves anyway, but it's like we want to be stars.
Presentations happen.
So it just it comes with that, but it also comes with the genuineness of it too. Like, you can still be fresh and not wear expensive shit. You don't have to wear expensive shit. Like, you can be head to toe Hot Topic and look presentable, right? It's like what some people choose to do, and it bothers me, because a lot of times these are people who are like regarded as like heroes, and it's like, your hero lives in their car, like you know what I mean? Like, it's just, so I looked at it that way, where I think I separate the fandom from reality, because I would much rather be doing well in real life than what people think, because I know doing well in real life is going to transfer over. There's nothing healthy about being a star in a fictional part of your life and having real life stuff that you don't know how to cope with or handle, whether that's death or debt or breakups or sickness or other financial things. But like, it's real stuff. And, I try to help people. Eventually, one day, I would love to do like an investment class for wrestlers and things like that, and talk about like just property and just being able to just level up, because I think people need it. But also not everyone's ready to hear it, if that makes sense. So it's like, I look out for mine. If people lend out a hand and want to talk and want to ask for things, I'm gonna do it. Like Marie, like, you can always hit me up, what I'm saying? Like, and stuff like that. We don't talk every day, but you always can, like things like that, because that loyalty, that's real. Like, you were there day one. You were there when they were, people were doing spots, hitting Ranas by hanging off the basketball hoop.
Yes.
You're there for those, you know what I mean? So when the lights are a little bit brighter, like how things are in LA, and hopefully that becomes a regular thing, we're always going to show love. But that's what real people do. A lot of people don't have that. Like, people think that from A to B.
Speaking of LA, we are back in Los Angeles.
Yeah, we are.
It was on October 4th. Tickets are probably on sale by the time you hear this.
Oh, they're definitely on sale.
They sell out, because last time they came out, and that's not bullshit. We're not lying. Get your tickets while they're hot. While I'm steering this back on track, I will ask you both the same question I ask everyone before we get to some food topics. What is your favorite video game platform, and why is it PlayStation 2?
No.
Field all answers. Ladies first.
Funny thing is that I used to have a PlayStation until like I met my man, and then I got converted over to Xbox.
He took yours away. I heard he took your PlayStation away.
No, he didn't take my PlayStation away because we share all of our systems. Every single system that we ever have, we share it all together. So I like Xbox now just because I have a lot more friends that play Xbox. As far as my favorite game, I played GTA 5 so many times on Xbox 360 and then like the newer Xbox consoles. GTA 5 is probably one of my top favorite ones to play. Coming in second used to be Assassin's Creed, used to be Ubisoft games. But I do find myself playing like a lot more simulator games. Red Dead is in there. I'm a huge fan of Metal Gear Solid. I love, I don't know why I want to say Pokemon. Pokemon is over in Nintendo. You didn't ask about Nintendo. But yeah, it's just a variation, but I'm an Xbox girl.
Those games take so long. Red Dead Redemption, I don't have that much time. I stick to my Call of Duties where I can sit down for 45 minutes and just blow shit up and get back to life.
Do you want to play Fortnite with me?
Can't be running on a horse for 5 hours across the desert.
I mean, like, listen, I like horses, but you could always play Fortnite with me. You could do that. We could.
I gotta learn a new game.
No, not really. It's the same thing, except that we're shooting. We're not building. And by the way, I did get sponsored by Fortnite at one point, so that was pretty cool. So
look at you.
That's sick.
What about Clash of Clans?
Kind of gal or what?
Oh man, I'm really not a gamer kid, but I mean, you know where the loyalty is.
Oh man, the kid's got it in the drawer.
Yeah, he went to go get it.
Keep that thing.
No, it just happened to be right here.
For the audio medium, Kwon just pulled a PlayStation 2 out of where I'm not sure, but it doesn't even look like
and you casually got some classics. Let me unblur this background. What's that?
SmackDown.
It's audio. That was a SmackDown video game.
Oh, it is. Oh yeah, it's Here Comes the Pain. We got Madden 07 right there.
Okay.
Yeah, Tekken 4, and I got Def Jam somewhere too.
Was that Sean Alexander on the cover?
Yeah.
Sean Alexander.
What a time to be alive.
I had him that year in fantasy football. There was one game he scored 5 touchdowns for me.
Is that when they still had fantasy football on pencil and paper, Jeff?
Yep.
No, we just
trying to figure that out in 6th grade.
Play tablets and stylus.
Yeah, I casually found all this old stuff. I have a Dragon Ball Z game that I never played. That comes with a bonus like fight scene disc that I didn't know. Apparently, a lot of stuff I have is worth a lot. I found this.
Oh my God, Game Boy Color.
Found a Game Boy. I saw someone bought this game for
and Pokemon Red.
They bought it for $2,000 online. I feel there's a lot of things worth a lot of money. Maybe not this one, but I mean in general, like I don't know. But yeah, I was always a PS2 kid because I never really had time to like play like that. And then by the time everyone got good, I wasn't good, so I just never played. And then like so it's really just like wrestling games, sports games. That's really it. And then when I started talking to like a lot of the boys, because they're like gamers, I was like, damn, like I don't even. Now they all have these PCs, so I'm behind even that. Like I'm actually getting I was gonna get a PS5 like this weekend or something like that because I wanted to get the new game because I wanted to see how that was done.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
But now these games are $100 now. Like it's just
the games are the same price. Don't let this shit fool you. The game,
not really.
I saw an ad from years ago, and there was like a Super Nintendo games were $59.99 back in 1995. The games haven't changed in prices,
but now they're just doing the digital versions now. Like you'll pay for like
I don't understand why I'm paying $69.99 still for a game that I download through my internet. It doesn't come with plastic. There's no disc. There's no nothing. I don't understand.
I don't know either, man. I just think that sometimes, depending on the game company and the devs, they just pay people and they want like that money back, so they're just gonna put a higher price because they know that like people are gonna buy it no matter what. But like I don't even
buy add-ons. I've never bought one add-on for Call of Duty in my entire life. I won't even do it for the wrestling games unless like someone real specific I want in that pack, and you need to get me on like a Black Friday $6.99 deal.
I said I'll buy Motor City, but that's about it. And then that's like, but yeah, like the people. I remember my boy did that. It was like $150 for the Roman Reigns version. I said you don't even get the thing.
Damn, man.
Yeah, but
with that, I'm gonna need the physical copy with like a statue of Roman, so that way I could be like, yo, the 150 was worth it. I'm not gonna get a digital copy for 150 for everything. And then the saddest part is that these developers, when they pull out the DLC, it's not even worth it to like get the add-ons.
Yeah, no, and that's why I say I said, you buy the cheapest game, and then the money that you would have spent for that. You put on the Celtics to win, and then you go out to dinner. That's what you do. But they don't think like that.
No, they don't.
No.
Jeff, do you have any questions on your sheet there, brother?
No,
I
I don't know anything about video games. The last video game I played was Top Gun, and I won it. So
oh my god,
very excited about that.
I've never won a video game. I forgot you do that.
I didn't know it was such a thing. I thought it just started over faster. Also, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. I played that one and I won, and then it just ended. I'm like, what? What is this?
Just like, credits.
Yeah, there's credits and it's over. It's like there's no other level, nothing. So that was my retirement party from video game. So that's all right. Listen, this has been the greatest show ever because I've had to say almost nothing, and probably even when I spoke, I didn't need to say anything, which is wonderful. I can't believe how tired. Like, I didn't go to Vegas. I didn't go to WrestleMania. I didn't even watch it all contiguously.
Imagine a 5-hour flight home this morning after that bullshit, or last night. Yeah. A red eye sitting straight up. I died.
You know what this whole thing is? It's like, ever since I've started doing this show, first with PJ, now with you, Thomas, and like getting to know people, and then whatever, I don't even know my own methodology on how I target to see if I think that I can get them on the show or get to know them more. So then I'm like watching WrestleMania, I'm like, there's Danny Limelight in the background. Then there's the medic. I'm like, oh, that's Shaz's friend Nixie XS. She's the medic. I'm like, it's like all of a sudden, like you're looking for all these things, and like you can find things to entertain you that have absolutely nothing to do with the wrestling at all. And it is sort of this whole ecosystem. And then I look at the internet. Listen, I'm as guilty as anyone, probably. Well, not as anyone, but as the average schmuck. And they're all like, WWE sucks. WWE is ruining wrestling. I'm like,
oh god.
Like, there's 42,000 wrestlers in the city. They're all working and doing things. Now, I do want to do like a study on like how many of them actually make money going there, like how many of them just go back.
It ain't what it used to be since they fucking started. I didn't even realize the NXT show was on at 2:00 in the afternoon. I only checked Twitter, and it was like, oh, I guess I could sit down and watch wrestling in the middle of my day. But since they pushed the schedule out so deep that basically WWE starts at noon or 1:00, it kind of puts a gridlock on everybody else. And when they started cock blocking buildings, I don't remember what year that was. I don't know if it was Orlando or New York City. It's just like they really still don't want everybody else there. And it could be this big spectacular thing, this National Pro Wrestling Day, which was something else once upon a time, but it really is WrestleMania, and it's brought this entire week. And there's no reason why every single company shouldn't be running shows together and with sold out of it should be 5,000 people in the room all day at a convention center. And just,
I agree.
The only thing changes is the sign on the promotion is.
Yeah, I hope we're busy next year in New Orleans. That's what I hope. It's funny too, because I feel like our company specifically, I feel like there's always like, not literally, but I feel like there's two sides, right? It's like MLW works with CMLL, AEW, right? Ring of Honor, like in a sense. And then the other side, you got WWE, AAA, TNA. Like it's just the opposite of it. It's like we have this Mexican company, they have that one. They work with, it's very like we're on the opposite spectrum of it. And I hope that we're able to develop our own thing. That's why I'm really hoping that what we're able to do in LA and the backing that we have, shout out to Paul Walter Hauser for being like invested in us and believing in what we have. I think that we're going to be able to do a lot of really cool things because we have one of the most amazing rosters. Like if you really break it down, like our roster is crazy. And it's just trying to get over. I don't think it's a hump. I don't know what it is, but being able to make like those three letters like be a real platform. And I feel like sometimes there's a stigma where it's like, well, if you get fired from there, I know where you're going to end up. And like, because that was the constant a little bit. And now, like, what if they
we were a good transient company for a while. I think it's still fine and has its ups and downs, but you're absolutely right. It's definitely
I know one way.
I wouldn't
Tara Zap, more Tara Zap. Tara Zap will bring eyes. My goodness.
I wouldn't call it a hump. I would call it more of a weird lull. I feel like it's coming.
Why are we just like bulldozing over my kryptonite? Thomas, you're doing it for me. You're doing it to keep my marriage secure.
We're saving you because there's certain fantasies that are best left
You're so right about that.
Not that you shouldn't
Oh
talk
my
about it.
God.
Not that you shouldn't talk about it, but it's like a don't meet your heroes type of situation, right? Like sometimes you just want to, you think what it's going to be, and whatever links you to that. And I say that because sometimes like
this is my second marriage. I did the other things, so I know exactly what you're saying. I had my year of absolute debauchery, so.
Yeah, so you still got to have your fun, but then there's like there's certain baggage that comes with it. You know what I mean? I remember like and Thomas knows this. Like if I see like a beautiful woman walking on like a really hot day, like through whatever part of town it is, my first instinct now is, why is she walking? What did she do?
Where's she coming from? She walked out. She got out of the red light.
No, she shouldn't be walking. What happened? So now you're thinking about people's backstories with stuff too, right?
I think she's a great wrestler. I just think she's a really talented wrestler. That's all. She's a really talented wrestler. You know why they probably couldn't be? Is she looks like someone who would blow the mist also.
I think so. I think that she could bite your head off too. And with all due respect to her, right? And like me, I don't need
totally worth it.
I can bite your head off. Like I'm not. And I mean, like I'm a dad now. I don't need to be around.
Yeah, no. I don't want to bite my head off, but I would definitely, if given the choice of door number 1, Akira Kwon biting my head off, or door number 2, Tarazat biting my head off, it's door number 2.
That's fair.
Kwon, where can the people find you? Plug your stuff.
Where are they going to find me? Well, now let's see. I got to look it up. I don't even know the name, but I think it's just at the underscore Akira Kwon on Instagram. And I am the Akira Kwon on Twitter. So all you gotta do is look up the name and you will find me.
I think you're like concrete something on Twitter.
So I put my name there, my moniker that I have to get trademarked, but I put Concrete Dragon in there so people would know. Just try to force it so people would know what it was. But
trademark asserted, everyone. You heard it here.
/ there for it. Yeah. And I hate Twitter, but I'll get better.
Yeah, he does.
No need. You don't have to. You're not.
You don't have to.
It's just, man, I could put up a recovery video from a surgery or a highlight video, and I will watch some Twitter darling tweet about lunch and get likes and looks at. I'll look at like some idiot asking for money on their Cash App, get more.
Don't get started on the fucking GoFundMes.
Bro, the GoFundMes are crazy, bro. And that's why I tell people this, especially my friends who have been injured, who are injured now, who are rushing to come back. And I'm like, bro, they do not care about you. Not in the sense, I mean, it kind of sounds like what Cena's saying, but it's really true. Like, not that they don't care, but like, they don't care.
Yeah, I know.
How many people are tweeting at Alex Coughlin right now? Not a lot. How many people are checking up on, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people, even when Jordan Oliver just came back, I checked in on him, but I know people weren't tweeting about it. I see Twitter all the time. It's hot now. And that's why I see bumps. Don't kill you. I'm a big believer in if you know there's something really big happening on Sunday, you don't need to do things Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because they're only going to talk about Sunday. So like that's a thing that I look at with it. That doesn't mean sell yourself short, but I mean just pick your spots and work on real life. Like don't worry about driving 15 hours if you can't even put gas in your car. Like I feel like there's a balance.
Yep.
If you haven't talked to your mom in 4 years, don't buy gear.
Call your mother and wash your ass.
You know what I mean? Like I just you know what I mean? Like if you think hygiene is an option, you got to work on that. You don't like wrestling is an escape, but don't use it as a crutch. You know what I mean?
Speaking of spots, Kwon, are you taking bookings outside of MLW right now?
Yes, book me, please. No, I'm looking to get out there for sure. Mainly I'm only really around like in the Northeast. That's really where it came. That's really where I made my name at. Shout outs to Deadlock Pro Wrestling, DPW got be able to work over there in North Carolina.
Maybe we need to work out a little Florida coconut loop down here.
I need to tap into your area because I'm all the way down. I'm like,
I'm not. Wait, you're in what part of Florida are you in?
St. Lucie.
Ooh, I do need to come up that way.
Yeah, it's nice.
I do need to come up. I can't take bookings out that way, but I can come and visit. I like the color.
Yeah, because there's nothing there's no wrestling out there, but like again, like full picture wise, like it's everything's new down here. Like it's like when I thought of Florida, I was thinking like it's about to be like
new money, baby. We got new money.
Yeah.
Why can't you take bookings out that way? That sounded nefarious.
There's actually no there's no flights that go perfectly in that direction. I would still have to like
no, like even me, like I fly out of West Palm.
Tampa to West Palm just isn't that flight barely exists. Like 1 day a week out here in Tampa.
Yeah,
it's a hassle to get around from Florida to Florida.
Oh, it's not that you can't. It's that you don't want to travel there.
Oh, I'm not driving. What do I look like, a fucking student?
See, it's the enemy like that. But I see. Sometimes I feel the same way. But
I gotta preserve my body.
Yeah,
I'm a contracted performer. I have work.
I've worked. Yeah, we worked. Man.
Okay. Yeah. So I eventually want to move to Florida. So
you should. I'm already you just can't. It's not possible to travel inside the state of Florida unless you're going to like. I can barely get to Key West direct. Like I have to fly to Fort Lauderdale. It's a 1 hour flight, or it's a 55-minute flight, or 4 hour drive. But
there's a lot of driving. But also, Marie, like you know what I'm saying, because that's the thing too. You come in here because I felt the same way. When you live in New York, that's not possible to buy it, to be a homeowner. You're not thinking about that. You probably sometimes even around like Philly and like it's not possible. You have a shit box for $2 million in Long Island, Queens, like, or even like in just in New York in general, especially I've talked about like the city. You get a one maybe a 2-bedroom, not even a full bath, a half bath, maybe $1.9 million.
Well, Jeff, listen, next time we'll do a whole episode on property.
I would love to. This house got built 2 years ago.
Marie Shadows. Well, before I forget, everyone go check out Kwon. He'll be at the next MLW show. Since he didn't promote it, we'll be live in Chicago, Cicero Stadium, May 10th.
And you can also catch me on CMLL closed network television. I will be there May 1st through May 5th.
Also be in Mexico City May 1st. Check him out. I actually got a text message the other day, not about your show in Mexico City, but I guess Jacksonville, as the kids are calling it today, is running a show in Mexico City, AEW. And I was asked, is it safe to go to Mexico City? And anyone that's listening to this who's considering to go, I'll tell you the same advice because I am a world traveler and a man of class. Don't worry about Mexico City. It's very safe. I recommend staying in the Condesa neighborhood, which is about 20 minutes from the arena, where you can land in Mexico City, take an Uber to your high-rise apartment that you get on Airbnb that has 2 armed security guards. You can walk around and get excellent food. It's very international, very safe. You will not get pickpocketed. And then you can catch an Uber to the arena. Just make sure you bring cash for your tickets if you don't have them in advance. So check out MLW Combined Show. What day is that again? Is it the second?
The second's gonna be the big show, and then we're there all week.
I will be in Mexico that weekend, but not that side of
Mexico City. You're good. Yeah, you are good. And unless you look like BRG, then you're fucked. But other than that, you're chilling.
I love a good shot at BRG on the way out. Marie Shadows, plug your shit.
Okay, well, since we're talking about dates, MLW does return to New York City at the Melrose Ballroom, June 26th, 2025. I'll be there hanging out with the boys and helping out to the best of my ability. I also want to do more stuff for MLW. Hopefully that could be like sometime in the works. Either way, I'm Marie Shadows.
I know the office, brother.
Yeah, you should set up a booth.
Yeah,
you should set up something.
But yeah, we're supposed to be doing a show with AJ on who makes the best eggs. So
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You guys talk about food on here? That's awesome.
So you can find me on Twitter at Marie_Shadows. I usually tend to be the rock star over at in the IWC because they don't like me, but that's okay. I still talk my shit. You can sign up for my free wrestling newsletter, marieshadows.substack.com, that has a lot of different content, video and stuff like that. You could also find me everywhere else. Even on YouTube, youtube.com/Square Circle Podcast. How the fuck can I forget about that? And then if any wrestler out there wants any like feedback on their matches and or promos, I just did one for Big Bad Kaiju. I just gave him feedback on his match. If anybody wants my help out there, I'm available. Find me all over social media or just email me.
I did that. I tagged you.
Yes, I know you did. And it worked.
I tell people I'm good luck for other people. It's just me I'm not good luck for.
But yeah, Square Circle Podcast at outlook.com. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to, me review your match. I do have like this tape study roadmap thing where it's like you can make a commitment or a one-time payment or something like that.
Rating, brother?
I don't really go with star rating. What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on.
That's the 5 stars, the ground basis.
Oh.
No, she does it by how long the shadow is. Is it high noon or is it?
No. Oh my God. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. No, but I will tell you something interesting because I also have merch. I decided to take the whole star rating thing and do shirts that says, I feel like 1 star, I feel like 2 star, all the way up to 7 as like a joke. So I have that as merch.
Listen to her. Look at that. Movers and shakers. I'm surrounded by movers and shakers.
Yeah, man.
Well, for someone like Akira or even Mr. Thomas or even Marie Shadows, if you're interested in getting a trademark, this is not a paid sponsorship either, but the law firm I work for, Dunlop Bennett and Ludwig, PLLC, if you go to their website and go to the small business hub, you're all a small business, there's actually a trademark promotion right now. I think it's like $600 and like 25%. I didn't even know it was happening because I don't talk to people who
that is a deal.
The website. I talk to people on the phone who are clients. So I didn't even know it existed.
For reference, for those out there referencing, I once reached out to Conrad's trademark guy and he told me $3,000.
The Dusty Win.
Damn.
So $600-700, I think, is a very good deal. My lawyer did it for much cheap, but he's on retainer.
Well, of course he is. I mean, because you're Mr. Thomas, a man of refine and taste and class, dignity, and clearly a family that's worth billions because you have 36 siblings. All right. I'll put you in there. All right. So if you want to find me, mostly wrestling nonsense, dose_evil, more tame at Icarus Fell MD. If you subscribe to Garden of Thought, you'll find this show as well as usually 3 shows a week. This show, so you have a taste for this. And then the weekend show is sort of like if you turned on the History Channel at like 7 p.m. and left it on until 4 a.m., that kind of landscape. And the midweek show is more like one of those old like news shows like 48 Hours or Dateline. Got a lot of authors. This week I worked way too hard besides wrestling stuff, but on the Wrestling Soup Network, I do NXT PLEs for the Drew Yari Experience. I do Body Slam Briefs for Wrestling Soup Network, where the intersection of law and wrestling meet. And on the Wrestling Soup and Friends, the new feed, I'm on the SmackDown review show When We Do It, and I'm on the Evolve podcast. And since I think we're the only podcast dedicated to Evolve, I say that we are the best podcast dedicated.
Take the hint.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to my boys in Evolve.
Yep.
Top 2, and it ain't number 2.
That's right. There is no number 2. Stick to number 1. Hey, if you're an independent wrestler and you want to be a podcast host and you know the cats from Evolve and all of their history, just hit me up. I'm looking, you want to get a little clout? We could use a little clout too. And listen, Wrestling Soup's the real deal. They're celebrating their 15th anniversary this very WrestleMania weekend. And that has 0 to do with me. I'm a latecomer. All right. Thanks to the guests. It was really nice meeting you, Akira. Yeah, good luck with everything. Good luck with fatherhood. I got to tell you, the first couple of weeks, I'm like, when are my parents coming to pick this child up? Like, how long are people going to trust me with this? And at some point, then I realized it was my best. And the second child, I realized it was mine. But it is a weird, just sort of surrealistic thing. Marie, you kick ass. Thanks for everything.
Thank you, man.
Thomas, you're the best as always. Go do whatever you do on Monday night because we know that it has something to do with Gunther, but that's code. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the show. Kira, you're welcome back anytime. We can talk about Korean stuff, your mythologies, ghost stories, kung fu.
Whenever you guys want to talk about whatever, I'm down.
So. Yeah, if you can beat up Eric Bischoff in a black belt fight, how long? How old your daughter is, so how long you have to continue doing black belt to scare off the boys, and how appropriate is it to scare off the boys if they're like 15 versus 23?
Well, that's why Florida's nice. I can carry down here, so we're good.
Open carry, that's right. And Thomas is like, shut up, man, I got a date.
All right, everybody, stay strapped.
That's right. Lock and load, people. It's America. All right. See y'all.